Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another edition of Legends of 40K. And here we're looking at the Imperial Guard Codex. We're looking at a squad upgrade special character, Sergeant Lucas Bastonne. He's a troop choice special character upgrade for a veteran sergeant. Not a veteran sergeant. He replaces a veteran sergeant for a veteran squad. He's a squad upgrade for the sergeant. So one veteran squad can replace the veteran sergeant with Lucas Bastonne. So let's get right to him. He's 60 points. Pretty expensive considering the squad he upgrades for is 10 points more. But also not that bad when you look at other squad upgrade special characters which cost more than what the squad costs. But I'll get to that in a second. Or in a moment, I should say, later on. So, 60 points. Weapon skill, ballistic skill of 4, strength and toughness of 3, 1 wound, initiative 3, 2 attacks, leadership 10, 4 plus save. Excuse me. He's unique infantry. He's got carapace armor, hotshot, last pistol, frag and crack grenades, power sword. He has special rules of "It's up to us, lads," never give up, never surrender. And yeah, I don't actually remember if I told you his stat line, so I'll say it one more time in case I didn't. Weapon skill and ballistic skill of 4, strength and toughness of 3, 1 wound, initiative 3, 2 attacks, leadership 10, 4 plus save. I think I did that already, but my brain is kind of fried. Anyway, special rules is up to us, lads. This lets, essentially, after all other orders have been issued, Bastonne can attempt to issue a single order to his own squad. He can use the bring it down and fire my target orders, as well as the first rank fire, second rank fire, incoming, and move orders. And never give up, never surrender. As long as Sergeant Lucas Bastonne is alive, if falling back, his squad can always attempt to regroup regardless of any normal restrictions. So, excuse me, what do I think about his entry? I'll get to that. Before I talk about his model situation, he has no model. That's why I'm looking at the sergeant specifically, the guy with the sword right here, of the Kasrkin squad box. Because Kasrkins are the Cadians' version of the Stormtroopers, kind of. I'm not going to get into the fluff or anything, but that's why I'm showing you this, since he's Cadian. Basically, he is a Stormtrooper sergeant leading a veteran squad with some special rules. That's what he is, in terms of what he would be equipped with and how he'd look, I would imagine. I like special characters having their own model, so it's a little unfortunate that he doesn't have his own. But you could easily... I don't know if this sergeant is blistered on his own. He's not on the website like that. But that's what he'd be equipped with. And that's kind of, I would imagine, how he'd look like. What I think about his entry? I think his entry is solid. For Imperial Guard, I'd say he's pretty expensive for a 1-wound model with some extra rules. Excuse me. However, he is cheap when you think about some of the other squad upgrade special characters I already talked about. He is not a mini HQ by any means. He is very much so a sergeant special character. And you can't fault him for having the stat line he does. It's good. He's got the weapon skill of 4 as opposed to 3, and a leadership of 10, where a normal veteran sergeant leadership is 8. But as far as the strength and toughness of 3 and an initiative of 3, he's a human. And the average number for stats is usually 3. That's like the average. So he's average in terms of that respect, and that's perfectly okay. But overall, I think he's got a good entry. He's got carapace armor, he's got a hotshot last pistol, which is short range, but he has it. He's got a power weapon, so he's very much capable of doing some close combat. I mean, as much as Guard can with their non-assault specialized stuff. Also, his rules are great. He can always regroup as long as he's alive, regardless of any restrictions, and that's key. And the ability to give his own orders to his squad is pretty cool, which means you can keep him at kind of out of the loop, so to speak, a little bit out of range of orders. You can keep him out in the front of the army and constantly mobile without worrying about being out of range for orders. So that's pretty cool. I'm really hoping I remember this correctly and that they do have range for orders. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. Oh boy. If I'm wrong, somebody I'm sure will quote me. Not quote me, but yeah, radius of 12 inches for certain things. Anyway, he can be kept out of that radius for orders. He does have to follow a chain of command, so he goes absolutely last, which means if you do that double 6 roll or something like that, where pretty much shuts down your chain of command for that turn, he cannot issue his own order. He has to follow along with that. But it is nice that he can issue his own orders to his squad. Like I said, it lets them be a little bit more autonomous, a little bit more mobile, and quite frankly, veteran squads, I think you want them kind of out there. So, how would I play this special character? Well, first and foremost, you need that veteran squad. I would give them grenadiers, and whatever else you upgrade them with is really up to you and how you plan to use them. This is a case of a special character that does not define the role of the squad. For example, Talion defines the role of that squad, making it pretty much a shooting support squad, even though scouts could be equipped to be assault. You use Talion in a shooting support role, and the squad he's with. Lucas Bastonne is not the case with that. He does not dictate what the squad does. He's not, I don't want to say just a sergeant, but he's the sergeant. He's equally at home with a squad full of flamers and moving and being aggressive and close in, as well as a squad doing fire support, plasma guns, as well as a squad with anti-tank. He's not limited. I mean, he is limited by his war gear, but you're not really feeling him for his badassery in terms of utilizing his gear. You're feeling him because he has decent abilities, and in this case, leadership of 10. His weapons are nice, but his order and the fact that he can always regroup. So really, he's equal at home in tank hunting or infantry hunting. So you don't have to worry about that. Whatever weapons you upgrade your squad with is up to you. Melters are very popular. Plasma guns were popular, then they dropped off. I've always been a fan of them, and I think plasma guns are coming back up in popularity again. And the Imperial Guard grenade launcher, it's a little bit of a gamble, but I think your best all-around choice if you don't really know what you want to do with the squad. So, really, how you utilize them is just how you utilize the veteran squad in your army as it is. If they're going to be an anti-tank role, then take those Melville guns and get in there and get it done. If you're going to do fire support, or maybe take a chance with some plasma. But like I said, I would make them grenadiers, and I would give them a dedicated transport chimera. I think that's important. Give them a chimera, that little mobile bunker of theirs. You can keep him mobile, keep him advancing. He can be in close support with any type of tank push you do. Just like veteran squads tend to be anyway. I find infantry platoons, which veteran squads are not a part of, but I find these infantry platoons to be a bit more static. They're bigger, a little bit more cumbersome. Some of the elements can move forward, and you could mechanize parts of it, but I find them to be a little bit more like, okay, plop them down, they move a little bit in the area, but they're really just gonna shoot the hell out of whatever's near them and provide fire support that way. And I view veterans as being a little bit more mobile. Now, of course, you could, reverse the roles and do whatever you want. But I think this mobility factor of the veteran squad being just one squad instead of a whole series of squads with the command squad lends to mobility, and I find his giving of orders to his own squad can really help with that. Really help with taking out tanks, really help with firing into hordes, and really turn his squad into quite a potent weapon depending on what you equip with, what you're hunting, what orders you're using. Kind of a self-reliant squad, and that's pretty cool. So really, I would utilize him like I would utilize the squad he's with. Just I would make sure they're all equipped similarly. Like I wouldn't. One thing I wouldn't give him is a squad with sniper rifles in it, unless you want to make him static like that. I could see I can personally see the merit of doing that, but I just personally wouldn't do it. I also wouldn't give them a heavy weapon either. But I suppose if you're going to give them a sniper rifle, you might as well give them a heavy weapon too. But really, I personally wouldn't. I tend to like these guys to be a bit more mobile, so flamer and heavy flamer, and one heavy flamer, or the grenade launchers, or melted gun or plasma gun, and they can take up to 3 in the squad, so they can be pretty powerful. And you don't need to give somebody a Voxcaster, considering the fact that he can issue orders to his own squad. Really, there's not much else to say. He doesn't really dictate any special tactics or anything, because he just lends a couple of extra rules and has a little bit more of a unique war gear for a veteran sergeant in that squad. And other than that, you play exactly like you would. So overall, I think that's kind of a strength of the special character in a way. Like, Talion dictates you to play a certain way. I mean, Lamartace is part of a squad that has to play a certain way. Arjak Rockfist pretty much is played a certain way, even if you attach him to other squads. Which, personally, I would only attach him to certain squads. I don't think that's a real strength, but it is some versatility there. But in this case, Lucas Bastonne does not dictate certain tactics. He fits into any tactical role you put that squad in, and I think that kind of lends well to his fluff and what he does and how he is. So overall, I think that's pretty cool and kind of unique in the realm of special characters. Usually a special character dictates what it is. Fire support, in terms of squad upgrade, assault, badassery, survivability, or something. And in this case, he doesn't. And I think that is kind of different. But anyways, veteran squads are probably going to be in most Imperial Guard armies. They're a good choice as a squad. He is expensive for that. I mean, for 10 more points, you could have a whole other squad of people. But I think if you want to give your veteran squad a little more punch, but don't want the, but don't want Harker, and I'll go over Harker another day, then your only other option is either upgrading your veteran sergeant or taking Bastonne. And I think if you want a little bit more of a, what's it called? I just lost the word. Versatility. I think Bastonne is a little bit more versatile. And Harker is cool and has his own very good rules. But if you're just not quite sure how you're going to play that squad out, but you know you want a special character in it, then Bastonne is the way to go. Just don't give him sniper rifles, in my opinion. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this character. A good all-around character that does not change the way a squad can play. The squad he's a part of will play just like it always would have played, which is a good thing, not a bad thing. So, until next time, take it easy.